Okay. Am I okay?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay. Welcome to F.I.N.D Relationship Episode 5. Still Caleb's your relationship coach. This is an awesome week. Last week was so beautiful that we dealt on the very thing that should be in a woman that really want to attract the man the real man that she intends to have. This week is also the same interpersonal action that brings relationship. But today our focus is going to be on men. What is it that ought to be in a man that will attract the real woman that he is expecting to have? I want to open this section just to get your attention again, especially when it comes to benefiting from this platform. This platform is not a magical platform. Rather, it's a platform that brings about information, knowledge that can become a raw material in you transforming your life. But you need to understand how to take hold of the information that comes from this platform and turn it into a transforming power. I've seen many testimonies and lives and couples and relationships that should have gone to the drain, coming back onto life by this particular informations and revelations that are coming to you. Don't forget that the number one fact is that you need to hear this. As a matter of fact, you can't be healed if you don't hear the information. You can't receive the information if you don't hear it. But beyond hearing the information, you need to accept the truth that is embedded in the information you're receiving. By accepting the truth, you have positioned yourself to partake of the blessing that comes from the truth. Go beyond acceptance, get into digesting the truth. When you digest this truth, you offer yourself into a place wherein the truth that we share here begins to benefit your life. Digesting the truth makes the truth to benefit you and bring transformation in your life. Practice the truth. We spoke about it last week. Practice the truth that you receive here, because in practicing the truth, you begin to model the truth in the lives of every other person who is watching you. Don't forget that it is not all about you. People are watching you. They may not tell you that they're watching you. They're watching how you're conducting yourself. They're watching your relationship. You are a motivation in the community that you're living in. Beyond practicing the truth, you need to teach the truth. By teaching the things that are benefiting you from this platform, you are partnershiping with me in our purpose and drive and our intention to reduce the rate of divorce today, which is escalating. From the beginning of this platform, we saw that the global divorce rate is 50%. In every 100 marriages, 50 break. We don't want to see that in the next few seasons of our life. And that's the reason why we are doing this particular platform, and we are bringing it for the transformation of somebody's life. People don't divorce because they don't hate their partners. It is not true. People don't divorce because they don't love their partners. People don't divorce. If you see people who divorce, their marriages are breaking, it's not because they don't love. Every relationship began at the point of love. But people divorce when they do not know how to handle the challenges of their relationship. And that's exactly why this platform becomes very relevant to you. We've seen people, celebrities, we've seen anointed men of God, they divorce they break out of their marriage, not because they are demonic, not because they are ungodly, not because they don't know God, not because they don't hear from God. It doesn't make them the children of the devil. It is simply because they don't know how to deal with the situation in their marriage. I believe that people will do better when they know better. When they know more, they will do better. So it is important that you cue into this particular season and begin to learn from this platform. The other time when I post about finding the last week episode 4, on attracting the man that you really, the woman that you really need and the man that you really need, somebody replied to me and said, hey, coach, I'm already married. I don't need to find. It's not all about you getting married. The married people need what I'm sharing, because some of the problems and challenges you are going through or you will soon go through has something to do with how you began. Remember that every time we have crisis in marriages, the foundation of our relationship comes to question. So I want you to pay attention. I'm still at the cradle of this, picking up people who are searching for who to marry. But this information is also relevant to people who are already married. Even if you're 50 years in marriage, you can do something better. Today, I just want to read some scriptures to you. I want to read some scriptures to you dealing with what is it in a man that attracts a real woman. What is it in a man that attracts a real woman? In other words, the man who wants to attract a real woman, what is it that he needs to do in order to attract the real woman? I want to read some scriptures. First of all, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22. I'm reading from New International Version of the Bible, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22. He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. He who finds a wife, there have to be a he that goes out to search for a wife. In other words, a wife, the woman need to be a wife before she is found. You're not just a wife because you're married. No, you have to be a wife material, and that positions you to be located. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and receives favor from the Lord. It's the responsibility of the he to find, but it is the responsibility of the woman to become a wife, and that positions her to be located by the man. Let me read another portion. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10, the virtuous woman chapter. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10 says, a wife of noble character who can find? A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. She is worth far more than rubies. So we're dealing with the man that really wants a real woman. What is it that should be in that particular man that will attract a real woman? Let me begin by letting you know that your relationship is a revelation of who you are. Your relationship is a revelation of who you are. Every man is responsible for the kind of woman that he attracts as his wife. Every man is responsible for the kind of woman that he attracts as his wife. You see, the challenge here is that so many men are looking out, they are searching for a real woman, because there are different kinds of women in the world today. Every man is searching for a real woman. But the challenge here is the man is not finding his intended wife because there's something wrong in his strategy. Our intention is different from our strategies. We are looking for a real woman, but most of the time you find yourself attracting not the kind of woman that you intended. And out of frustration, you are blaming everybody. You blame the woman, you blame God, you blame the devil, you blame everything. But I came on this platform today to let you know that you are responsible for the kind of woman that you attract as your wife. A lot of people will not believe this. A lot of people will say, no, I don't think it is true. It is just, I was just unlucky. I was not really thinking. You know, when there are challenges in relationship, we go back to look at where was I? Maybe I was drunk. Maybe I was not matured. Maybe the devil drove me. I don't know. The day I saw this woman, I don't know where I was. You see, you are responsible for the kind of woman that you attract as your wife. Let me tell you something about interpersonal attraction. Every relationship begins from interpersonal attraction. Every relationship. It doesn't matter whether it is business relationship or any kind of relationship. It begins from the point of interpersonal attraction. You just meet a person for the first time. Every time you meet a person for the first time, there is something that streams out from that particular person, consciously or unconsciously. Each time you meet somebody for the first time, something, a virtue flows out from such a person unconsciously to you. It flows out from the person, and that virtue is a reflection of their true personality. It flows out from them and it gets down onto you. The moment it comes onto you, your perception of that person as a result of that thing that streams out of them to you is you. Your perception of people is you. It's not all about them. It's not who they are. It is you. Your perception of people is you. It is not them, it's you. Your judgment and the evaluations that you attach to your perception is you. It's not them, it's you. You don't see people the way they are. You see people the way you are. Your perception of people is you. It's not the person. It's not, a lot of times we think, okay, this is the way I perceive him, therefore that's the way he is. It's not true. You perceive people based on who you are. You evaluate people based on who you are. You judge people based on who you are. So your perception of people, your judgment of people, your evaluation of people is a reflection of who you are. Now, when you perceive people, when you evaluate them, when you attach judgment to your perception of them, it enables you to form an attitude towards them. Now, that attitude that you form based on your perception of the person, based on your evaluation of the person, based on your judgment of the person, that attitude you forms a magnetic force field around you that draws you towards those people or remove you, push you away. It's all about the attitude you form, and that attitude is based on your perception, is based on your judgment of them, is based on your evaluation of them. You now form an attitude. That attitude can be translated as an emotion that likes that person. If you like that person, then you are drawing closer to the person. But if the attitude you form, not based on who they are, but based on your perception of them, based on your evaluation of the person, based on your judgment of the person, will be either negative or positive. When it is positive, you draw closer to the person. And when you draw closer to the person, a relationship is on board. You begin to like them. If the person responds unto you positively, then there is an acquaintance. From acquaintance, you go to friendship. From friendship, as you fellowship and relate with one another, the whole thing begin to go deeper until you find out that this is now your chosen spouse. But the fact I'm bringing out here is that the foundation of the relationship was based on interpersonal attraction. And interpersonal attraction is built on your personal perception, your personal evaluation, your personal judgment of who they are. So now you see that your relationship is a revelation of who you are. Every person you strongly attract to or attract to in your life is a reflection of what is going on in your life. If you understand what I'm dealing with here on interpersonal attraction, then you will understand how to find the spouse that you intend to have. What kind of spouse do you intend to have? It is up to you to begin to model yourself after the spouse that you intend to have. Intending to have the spouse you intend to have, you have to model yourself. You have to model yourself in order to attract that spouse. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I hope you really understand what I'm talking about. When you model yourself to the kind of spouse that you are looking for, it becomes easy for you to attract it. Now, how do I find the real woman that I'm looking for? The first question you need to ask is, what is it in a man that attracts a real woman? What is it in a man that attracts a real woman? Now I'm going to share a few of them with you. And if that is what you desire, you're going to model yourself to that virtues that they are looking for, and it becomes natural that you will draw such women into your life. The first thing that should be in a man that will attract a real woman is what I call visionary man, and not money bag man. Every noble woman, every virtuous woman, every real woman will never prefer money bag men to visionary men. Every woman. I know we are living in a world today where values are changing rapidly, and culture and background and desire and demand are changing. But I want to assure you that noble men and women, they stick to the standards that makes them noble, that makes them virtuous in nature. Yes, everything is changing. Culture is changing. People are changing. Things are changing. Generations are changing. But noble men and women, they don't change their standards. They maintain their standard. They stick to the standard that makes them noble. And one of it is noble women, they look for visionary men. more than they look for money bag men. They want to see your vision as a man. They want to know if you are visionary. They want to see your vision before ever they see your bank account. There are so many women there, other women who are not noble women. They want but a noble woman is after vision because she knows that the virtues in her, if it will be poured out to a visionary man, that man will become wealthy. That's one of the things. So every one of you that are looking for a real woman, every one of you that are looking for a real woman, you go for vision. Make sure that your vision is big enough to accommodate those kind of women, because they are coming with big visions themselves. And in order for you to lead them and rule them and control them and be part of them and manage them and partnership with them, your vision must not just be vision, but it must be vision that is big enough to swallow their own vision and give them a part to participate in your life. That's one of the things that you need to model for. The second thing that a man, a visionary, a real woman needs in a man is what I call self-confidence. Confident man, not intimidation-prone man. Not intimidation-prone man. Confident man. Every real woman wants to partnership and be in the life of a confident man. It's important that you understand that virtuous women are classical women because they live in their class and they don't want to compromise their class. A lot of people are scared about classical women because they are not leaning on the man to buy their car. They are not leaning on the man to make them. They are not leaning on their man. Rather, they participate with their man. They partnership with their man. They are not leaning on the man to become a liability or to depend on the man. No, they understand that they were born for a purpose. They are passionate about their own vision and the things that the assignment that they are living to be with. Now, when such women comes, they come with audacity. They are very audacious. They are very audacious. They are bold. They are confident. They know their worth. They know who they are. They are not people that you can treat with all kinds of traditional mentality and manhood, arrogant way. So, if you are not a confident man, their audacity will intimidate you. And when that happens, you begin to abuse them, and not only abusing them, you will begin to use your manhood thing to destruct their own life. So when real woman comes into your life, she is coming to find somebody to partnership with, not somebody to lean on, not somebody to depend on, but somebody who can be a companion, who can be a partner, and they can partnership with. So many men who are not confident men cannot manage such women. And that's why so many men avoid them, because this one that I bought a car, this one that I built a house, this one, before you know it, your confidence is gone. If you are looking to attract a real woman, you must model self-confidence. confidence must be in your life. And that confidence comes as a result of knowledge. It comes as a result of you knowing who you are and knowing where you are going and knowing who you represent. It is important that you are self-confident and not to be intimidation prone. The third thing that a real woman is looking from a man, and for you to attract them, is what I call a lion in a lamb man. A lion in a lamb man. Every real woman wants a man who is a lion inside and a lamb outside. A lion in the sense that that is you are courageous on your inside. You are bold on your inside. You don't give your way to another. You carry that lion attitude and attribute on your inside. You are a man who knows where he's going, who knows his what, who knows where he's pushing to. You are a lion on your inside. You are rugged. You don't give your place to anybody. You're bold. You have that leadership spirit right inside of you. Is the inside of you is a lion, but outside of you is a lamb. A lamb in the sense that you are teachable. A lamb in the sense that you are caring. A lamb in the sense that you are tender in your approach. Real woman needs such men. They need a man that can be a leader on the inside, and at the same time he is teachable. He is a leader on the inside, but he can also play the role of a follower when it comes to approach. Can you be that man? If you model to be that man, you're going to attract real women. The reason why you keep on attracting the kind of women that you are attracting is not because of those women. It is because of the stuff that is inside of you. One day I was moving with my boys, and we were two of them in the church, and we were driving somewhere. I asked this one, I said, what kind of woman do you want? This one said, oh, I need a woman who can wash my clothes. I need a woman who can cook my food. I need a woman who can dress my house. I said, wait a little minute. If all that you need in a woman is a woman that will wash your clothes, then you should marry a dry cleaner. If all the woman that you need is the one who will cook your food, then you go look for a chef, somebody who cooks well. There's a lot of restaurants. You can marry those women. You don't marry a woman because you want somebody to wash your clothes. You don't marry a woman because you want somebody that will cook your food. There is washing machine you can buy. You don't need a woman just because you want somebody that will wash your clothes, who will cook your food. That is traditional mentality, and that's why you keep attracting those low quality women that you have been attracting. Classical women need more than that. Ahab is the producer of Jezebel. Jezebel is the product of Ahab. Ahab was a lamb in a lamb, a very weak man who cannot make decisions. He's a very weak man that when he has challenges outside, he cries to his wife. He have no decision, he have no opinion, he have no direction, he have no decision. He cries down to the woman where he should stand as a man and say, this is where we are going. And Jezebel was a lion in a lion, very strong charactered woman who cannot give her place to anything. And now she is a strong character married to a very weak man. And before you know it, she usurped and hijacked the throne that belonged to the husband. Without an Ahab, there is no Jezebel. And there are so many Ahab men there who are producing Jezebel. And you're blaming your wife for being a Jezebel. Your wife will continue to be a Jezebel because when the in-laws were all after this woman to kill her, you didn't stand up to make decision. You play the double game. You please your father and your mother and your siblings and expose the woman, and now she is protecting herself. Before my time runs out here, I want to give you the last point. Not the one I have here, but the one that time permits me. Another thing that must be in you for you to attract real women is what I call understanding, passionate, and caring. Real women, real noble, virtuous women, they look for an understanding, passionate, and caring man. I didn't say passionate and caring man, because a passionate and caring man who is not an understanding man is a time bomb that is about to explode in jealousy. If I am passionate about you and I care about you, there is every possibility that my passion and my care about you will end up in jealousy. But if I have understanding as a balance to my passion and my care, then I am able to manage you. Understanding is having a functional knowledge. That's what understanding is all about. In other words, you're talking about a man who have absorbed how you function. He knows how you function. Out of every other things that he knows. He doesn't just have a knowledge of you. He knows how you function. In other words, when there is any breakage or breakdown in your life, he knows where to touch. And that makes him exceptional in your life. You met people who cannot handle you, especially when you break down and when you are off your guard. They can't manage you. They quarrel with you. They misunderstand you. But this particular man, he understands you. It's a problem when you marry a man who cannot understand you and you're working for a boss who understands you. That's a big problem. Because you want to stay in your workplace instead of going home. The man doesn't understand, but your boss understands. There is one leg into divorce because you will soon marry your boss. Why? Because that my boss is understanding, not this animal that I keep at home who doesn't understand. So noble women, they look for understanding, passionate. You need to be passionate. Where your passion is determines where your life goes. You spend your money with the woman you are passionate about. The one you are not passionate about, you withdraw your money. What decides how your expenses go is your passion. So when you become passionate about your wife, about your spouse, it regulates the investments that you make in that particular one. Caring means that you are able to nurture. You are able to think about this person, not just for your selfish reason, but because you want that person to become something great. My time is gone for this episode 5. I believe that next week we're going to go into episode 6. But I want you to sit back, go down to our YouTube channel, Life Mending World Mission, find relationship on it. I want you to go down there, look at our episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today is the 5th episode. Sit back, look at it, hear, listen to it, invest some of your data and your Wi-Fi. Listen to all these teachings because it is coming progressively, bit by bit. We are not yet done. So, but I believe that as we are building from the foundation, somewhere along the line, you're going to get certain things that will become a nugget that will change your relationship, whether you're single or you are married. So you listen to it, digest it, practice the principles that are given unto you, teach it to somebody. Click on that subscribe so that you can be part of this channel. Click on the bell so that the next time we are online, without us XMSing you, the system will XMS you. And one more thing you need to do, help us share this on social media. Post it to somebody, send it to your friend. Find somebody that is having problem with the relationship, or somebody who is, even if they are not having problem, but you can help save a particular marriage. We believe that what we are doing will definitely reduce the rate of divorce. Till I see you next week, my name is still Caleb Calebs. Your life